Hello and welcome to Cuelesspod Snooker Podcast. This is a bit of a different video this time, and if you clicked on the video, you already know what it's about. We are picking our dream football 11s from snooker players. Now, this started as a joke, as a sort of like, that would be funny to do, because, you know, every kid likes, when they're a kid, likes picking football teams. But this has actually got more interesting, because there is something to be said for the way it's done. And I actually believe in the football team that I've picked, it tells you quite a bit about the snooker player they are in a weird sense. Like, why do I feel like Barry Hawkins is a cracking centre midfielder? Like, why do I feel like that? But we're gonna get, into that. So yeah, here's our starting 11s, and with a few subs and a few comparisons thrown in. First, where do you want to start?
Would you like to go for it, take it in turns, or
no? I think
position
one at
by
a time.
position?
One at a time. Position by position, please.
Let's start in goal.
Because before we start, I want to say we haven't spoken about this or conferred or anything.
We've kept it a closely guarded secret.
If either of us have got any players in the same position, I think it will be nuts. Like, I actually do think it will be.
Absolutely.
Because it's a bit weird. Anyway, should we start? I feel like we should leave goalie a little bit.
Okay. Well, should we start?
Let's start with the. I don't. What formation you playing?
I've gone 4-3-3. Total football.
I've gone 4-2-3-1.
Oh.
4-2-3-1.
Okay. Well, let's start with our back four.
Let's start with a 4 then. Yeah, start with a 4. Start in the middle. Hit me. Hit me with your centre back. Centre back?
Mark Selby.
Is it easy centre back?
Yep.
Right. My rock at the back. My man mountain. He was one of the first names on a team sheet. Neil Robertson.
Ooh.
You've got to have a man like that at the back. He's sensible.
So's Mark Selby. That's why he's in there. He's sensible.
Oh, don't you worry. Mark Selby's in here. Who's your partner? Who's your partner centre back?
I've partnered him with John Higgins.
Oh, fucking hell. I feel confident that I'd get through that defence. I do, because
Selby
in my
and
back four,
Higgins at the back.
Robertson. So in every back four, every good back four, you've got your Gerard Piqué in Neil Robertson. I need my Carlos Puyol. I need my nutcase. I need my Kyron Wilson. The bad boys at the back.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've gone Kyron Wilson, Neil Robertson.
So you've got Kyron Wilson, Neil Robertson.
And I'd like to start with, I'll go left back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I, as said in other podcasts, am a passionate Evertonian, and Everton have been blessed through the years with some seriously good wing backs. I'm talking Leighton Baines. I'm talking Phil Neville. I'm talking Tony Hibbert. And they lead by example. And when I was thinking about, I need a Leighton Baines, I need someone that has it all. They need to be an all-rounder. They need to be sort of like kind of too small to be a centre-back, but kind of too slow to be a winger. And they need to have the brains for it. And there was only one man for that. And it's Mark Selby. He's my left-back.
He's your left-back?
He's my left-back. He really is.
Okay. Well, in contrast to that, I quite like an attacking fullback. Right, I like someone who's going to get up the pitch. I like an inverted fullback. I like someone who's going to drift into the middle, maybe.
Okay.
Spray some passes about. So I was thinking someone who maybe lacks the, attacking consistency to be a winger. So I've gone Luca Brissell at left back.
Very nice. Considered. Yeah. Genuinely considered it.
Yeah.
He screams left back. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Moving
on to right back. Hit me. Who's your right back? We'll alternate whoever goes first.
In a similar vein to Luca Brissell at left back, I've gone Jack Lazowski at right back. Have you
I've got Jack Lazowski at right back.
I'm so buzzing about that. That's great.
He just feels like a right back.
He does, yeah. He does.
He's such a right back. Oh my god. I've not been that happy in a long time.
Right,
That's
so
amazing.
You've gone... What's your midfield situation? How many midfielders have you got?
Well, I've got 2 defensive mids. Obviously, right wing, left wing, a number 9, and then a striker.
Okay. Well, you ping your 2 defensive midfielders at me, because I've got 1.
All right, just to recap, we got from left to right, we got Selby, Robertson, Wilson, and Lazowski.
And I've got
a fucking defence.
Brissell, Selby, Higgins, Lazowski.
Yeah, that's not far off. 2 players are both in the defence.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Moving on to my central defenders. Central defensive midfielders. First name on the team sheet was my central defender. First name on the team sheet.
Go on.
He's my captain. He's the captain. It's Ali Carter.
That's a good shout, yeah.
How can he not? He's the Steven Gerrard, man. He's the fucking Paul Scholes of this team. Yeah. If you've watched Ted Lasso, he's the Roy Kent. He's the balls. He's getting old, but it doesn't matter. He's the old dog. And when you've got an old dog, you need someone to teach him new tricks. And that's why, paired on loan,
go on,
is Sijai.
In defense sense.
Defensive
I can see
midfielder. Yeah, because he's a different type of player. Think of him as a sort of Jude Bellingham type, you know? Yeah. They're my 2 central defensive midfielders. And so I will not be swayed on it.
I've got 1 defensive midfielder. He was one of the first names on my team sheet as well. In that defensive midfielder position, I want a consummate professional. He's my captain. I want a consummate professional.
Oh, he's your captain?
Consistent, represents the club and the game immaculately.
Yeah.
There's only one man for it. It's Ding Junhui.
Yeah, I see it. I totally see it. Yeah. I totally see your vision.
Yeah.
I get it. Just Ding Junhui, just fucking mopping up the mess back there.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah. Right. I loved it. So, what's your
you can spray a pass about. You can spray a long pitch out wide.
Oh,
well, I've got 2 wingers and a striker.
And
2 midfielders.
Yeah.
2 more midfielders and then 3 up top.
Right. Okay, so give me your 2 other midfielders.
My 2 other midfielders. My first one, just because I feel like he's going to be in there spraying long passes around left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Judd Trump.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
So he's centre mid.
He's a central midfielder.
Okay.
And alongside him, I've got, because of his running, and also...
Right. Oh, I know where it's going.
He's an absolute engine. And I'm getting a sort of a Roy Keane kind of vibe in midfield. That sort of bite. That hard man. It's Ronnie.
It's Ronnie. Yeah.
Ronnie's in the middle.
I get it.
With Ding and Judd.
Trust me, I get it. Just before we move any further up the field, should we go back and do the goalkeepers?
You know what? We'll save goalkeepers for last because I love my goalkeeper.
Okay. So you've got Ding.
Yeah.
Ronnie and Judd.
Ronnie and Judd. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My vision is that Judd will drift further forward.
I'm gonna do my wingers now. Should we do wingers?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I have the least to say about these because they were the easiest picks.
Okay.
I was scrolling through the World Snooker Rankings, looking at faces, and when I saw these 2, pretty close to each other in the rankings, I just thought, they're my guys. They are my guys. Yeah, there's just something about them. I want them sprinting down the ring, popping it in.
Yeah.
For my dream strikers.
Okay.
First, easiest pick, maybe of the whole team, right wing, Joe O'Connor.
Yeah. He's someone I wanted to get into my team.
Yeah, didn't manage. Who's your right wing?
My right winger. I defy you to. You've put him somewhere else in your team, but I defy you.
I know who it's going to be.
Look at his haircut.
Yeah.
Look at who he is.
He's such a centre back, man. He's such a centre back.
No. Hear me out. Look at his haircut. Look at the way he moves. Look at his swagger, and tell me that Kyron Wilson is not a right winger.
Oh man, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
You know what? He wants to be a right winger, but deep down, he's a Nemanja Vidic.
He's a Vidic.
He is. He's a Vidic.
Okay.
He's what's his name?
I don't see that. I see him there with his nose ring.
Yeah, his probable nose ring. Right.
Okay, who's your left winger?
My left winger. There's different types of left wingers in this world. There's different types of wingers, and I need someone that's going to work well with Selby, right, at left back.
Yeah.
I need someone. I've got Joe O'Connor, who in my head is a modern day footballer. You know, he wears his socks low. You know, he's got the all-in-one slip-on boots.
Yeah.
And he's a trickster. He drifts in midfield. He does whatever he wants. He's the most skillful player on the pitch. Whereas on the left wing, I need a physical presence, one. I need height. I need a bit of a niche reference, but I need a Kevin Morales.
Yeah.
If you know who that is, the Everton winger.
That is, yeah.
Who's a bit more sort of traditional winger. And my left winger is Dave Gilbert.
Dave Gilbert? I didn't see it coming.
No, neither did I until I saw his little face and I thought, my God, you're the man. You're the man for the job. Who's your left winger, Ben?
I'll tell you what I've got. I've gone for someone who, if you're a manager, they're a risk, and they'll deliver in the big moments.
Yeah.
You know, they're a bit of a loose cannon maybe, but they're someone who's undoubtedly got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
But you know, the reality of them turning up week in, week out it's not likely. But they're in there. But they're in there because, you know, they've got something about them.
Yeah.
I've got a great analogy for it when I tell you who it is. My left winger is Hossein Bafai.
I'm going to say it now. Hossein Bafai, this is written down, is my 80th minute sub.
Yeah.
We need a goal. Send Bafai on.
My analogy is...
That's who Bafai is to me.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain my vision now. Okay.
Please.
How familiar are you with Neil Warnock and his time at Crystal Palace?
I'm aware of it.
Not Crystal Palace, Queen's Park Rangers.
I'm more aware of it. Okay. I'm more aware of it. Yeah. Go.
Do you remember Adel Taarabt? Hossein Bafai is my Adel Taarabt.
That's great.
As an explainer, there is a great interview somewhere. Really, it's on YouTube. You can find it, where Neil Warnock is talking about Adel Taarabt, who was a Moroccan winger, right. Incredibly tricky and skillful. He was a very talented player. His attitude was awful, and more often than not, he didn't turn up. But he was a player that needed one chance and he'd win a game. And he famously pulled all of his team aside, apart from a Delta Rat, and said if anyone passes to him in their own half, they get fined a week's wages. And Hossein Bafai is my Delta Rat.
Yeah, I get it. I do really get it. I've actually written it down here. He is impact sub 101, Hossein Bafai to me.
Yeah.
He's coming on if we're 1-0 down in the 80th minute. We're trying to go for gold. You know, that's my Hossein Bafai.
As a more recent...
I like the fact that we've both included him as a key part of the team.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just run back through our midfields, okay? My midfield with my captain, Ali Carter, partnered with Sijai Wee in central defensive mid, and then my two wingers are Joe O'Connor and Dave Gilbert.
Okay. And then I've got 3 in the middle, so I've got my captain, Ding, I've got Ronnie and Judd Trump, and then I've got Karen Wilson and Hossein Bafai.
Very nice. Okay, so moving on to my central attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
I don't want this player, similar to your Hossein Bafai, I'll give you that, anywhere near the defence. Yeah. I don't want him near the defence. I don't see him as a defensive midfielder. I see him as the place where everything goes through. You know what I mean? I want all attacking play to at least be touched by his grace. And I do think he has that grace. You know, he is the player. He's worth the most money in my team. He's the one that the clubs all want. And I just see him. I struggled at first putting him in a position, but I realised once I started forming the team that it was all building this big bubble around my central attacking midfielder, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
I get what you're on. I get what you're talking about. And we both put him in sort of midfield positions, haven't we?
Yeah, he's a midfielder, really. Who's left of yours? I've
got a number 9 and
just
my goalkeeper.
A solitary striker. Yeah. Do you want to do goalkeeper now?
No.
Right, okay. Right, so you're going straight for striker. So we've both just got a striker left. Mine is a lone striker right up at the top. You hit me with yours.
Neil Robertson.
Fair.
Yeah. I don't think it needs much explaining. I can just see him. I can see him just absolutely putting the balls away like nobody's business.
Just fucking smashing away.
I can just I can see him poaching. I can see him scoring from distance. I can see him dribbling and finishing. I can see it all. It's all there.
Right.
Yeah.
I want a striker that is gonna make the opposing defence's life a living hell. That's my criteria, okay? That's the criteria I was thinking of. I want someone that is gonna terrorise. I'm not necessarily sure I want him for the goal scoring. It's all the attitude.
Okay. Like a Darwin Núñez. Defenders don't like playing him. He's not going to score, but, you know, defenders don't like him.
Sort of like a Tevez. Or like even a shitter Ibrahimovic is what I'm picturing. Yeah. Like a sort of like a crazy eyes, in your face, headbutting people. I want him to just constantly be like a yellow card away from suspension. Yeah. Like I want him to always be coming off in the 60th minute because he's about to get sent off. And the person that is that for me, and it can't be anyone else, supporting the calmness of Ronnie O'Sullivan with the absolute sheer awesome nutcase energy of Matt Selt up front.
I get it.
Yeah. He screams. He's just like,
I don't know.
That's
I don't
it.
know
That's
why,
Marcel.
but I was so ready for you to say Sean Murphy. And I was just thinking, this is going to be the funniest thing that we've done.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
And before we go to goalkeepers, because you seem real happy
I'm really
about
happy
yours,
about mine.
I'd like to do some honourable mentions in the form of subs.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about some subs.
Because the subs bench is the squad. There was some. These are some near misses. All right. A player that I had him in at right back for ages, pretty much up until like yesterday morning. Gary Wilson.
Yeah, I've
proper right
I've
back
got Gary
vibes.
Wilson in my subs bench because he's one of those players that it just seems like he's always around, isn't he? He's always around for top players.
Yeah. And then I've got...
Yeah, go on.
I've got a player that is nearing retirement. He'll probably end up on a coach's bench somewhere. You know, he's been and gone. He's had his time. He plays in the cup games. He used to be centre defensive midfielder with Carter until Sijawi came in on loan. Barry Hawkins.
I see that. I get that. I see it.
You got to see that.
Well, I've got Ali Carter on my subs bench. I can see, you know, you bring him on maybe 20 minutes to go, help see the game out, fresh legs, that energy. I can see him coming on for Ronnie and playing a similar role. Or even coming on for Ding and helping shore things up at the back, you know.
But that's the thing, we've both gone centre defensive midfield for Ali. He really is. He is. Hit me with some more.
I've got, similar to you, your strike option, for the same reasons, I've got Matt Selt on there.
As a striker? Yeah. Yeah, and how weird's this? I've got Hoisin Vafai as a striker on the bench. My other attacking option on the bench is Luca Brissell.
Okay,
I think he's a bit of a sort of playmaker.
Yeah.
He could come on in the attacking mid. And then some proper... And then I've also got a little winger. I think Mark Allen would make a mean little winger.
I've got Mark Allen. I thought of him maybe as a right back.
Right, yeah, I see it.
And then I've got... You've got to have... On any subs bench, there's usually... You've got to have a kid. You've got to have a youth prospect. Stan Moody.
Yeah. Stan Moody.
You know, he's up and coming.
Really
he's had some minutes in the FA Cup against like Torquay or something.
So my last two on the subs bench, a little bit rogue, a little bit further down the rankings. First off, you've got to have a man that will give everything for the club. This man, he strikes me as the type of person that's been at the club since he was a kid. He's never quite broke into the first team, but he's in his 30s. And he will give you anything and everything when you bring him on. He starts the occasional game as well. He starts.
Yeah.
And that's Michael Holt.
Okay.
Michael Holt will give you everything. He's a sort of... he plays it right back occasionally.
Yeah.
He can do a job in centre back if he needs to. It's Michael Holt. He'll do whatever you need him to.
Okay. I've got two more left, and I've got two little analogies from.
Thank you.
The first one is the player who has performed exceptionally at a World Cup, and a big team's gone in for him.
I've got one of
A big team's gone in for him, and he's not quite lived up to expectations. Sort of James Rodriguez type player. And that for me is Jack Jones.
This is fascinating because I have the exact same reasoning for a very similar player that has done well. Maybe, I think he played a few international games for Wales.
Okay.
And he got signed to a big club, and now he can't really make it off the bench, and that's Jamie Jones.
Okay.
And that's my bench.
There we go.
Gary Wilson, Barry Hawkins.
I've got one more.
Oh, sorry. Me.
I've got one more. That's the veteran. The man he's been about. He's done it all. He's seen it all. But he's come out of retirement. He's and you know he's helping the team through a difficult patch. He's done a Ben Foster, and he's come out of retirement. He's gone to Wrexham.
Nice.
to help him out of the National League. That is Jimmy White. I've pictured him as a winger.
Yeah.
But I've got a feeling he's filling in at left back.
Yeah.
When needed. Yeah.
And that's the subs bench, everybody. And now it's time for the all-important goalkeeper, which for some reason left to last. My goalkeeper's really not that interesting, I don't think, but I can't wait for yours.
Go, if yours isn't that interesting, you go first. So.
I will. It was one of the hardest positions to pick goalkeeper because I didn't feel...
Yeah, I found it hard and then I had a brainwave.
I'm just going to run out... I don't want to say yours by accident, but it was between two people for me.
Okay.
And neither of them... Well, one of them's come up. The other guy hasn't. First one, I was thinking maybe, was Stephen Maguire.
Yeah.
I was thinking, could do a job. But then it hit me. I want height. I want athleticism like a cat.
Yeah.
I want big hands. I want dedicated to the game. You've got to love the game to be a goalkeeper. Yeah. And that is why my number one, wearing the number one shirt, is the world number one, Judd Trump.
Yeah, Judd Trump. I've got to admit, when I first started penciling up this starting 11, I put him in goal first.
Weird.
But then I moved him into midfield, and I was left with the goalkeeper position to fill. And I thought, what makes a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
And I thought,
they're a little bit nuts.
And I thought, colourful jerseys.
Is it double D's?
So my goalkeeper is Dominic Dale.
Wow. Okay.
Safe pair of hands.
Safe pair of hands.
He's a consummate professional, and he loves a colourful top.
Yeah.
So there you go, Dominic Dale.
Please read me your entire team.
My entire team in goal: Dominic Dale. Left back, we have Luca Brissell. Right back, Jack Klosowski. Two centre backs, Mark Selby and John Higgins. Defensive midfield, my captain Ding Zhonghui. And then two midfielders, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judd Trump. Left wing, Hossein Vafai. Right wing, Karen Wilson. And up front, Neil Robertson.
It's a hell of a team you've got there, pal.
Good team. Good team.
Right. On the other hand, we've got in goal we've got Judd Trump. Left back we've got Mark Selby. Right back we've got Jack Lazowski. My centre backs are Neil Robertson and Karen Wilson. My defensive midfielders are Ali Carter and CJ Wei. My wingers are Dave Gilbert and Joe O'Connor. And then I've got Ronnie O'Sullivan playing in behind Beast, Matt Selt.
Yeah, that's a good team.
They're both pretty good teams, buddy.
Yeah.
Please leave us your teams.
Yes, I'm so excited to see people's teams.